Hey guys, it's me Anais. I was tagged to do a My Reading Habits tag by JD Estrada, and I'm going to link his video below, so if you want to check that out, you can. Basically, it's answering questions about my reading habits. I read a lot, so I should have some answers. So here are the questions to the answers. Number 1, do you have a certain place at home for reading? No, I don't. No, I carry my books with me. So if I'm in line at the pharmacy, I'm going to read a paragraph. If I have time when I'm cooking, like if I have to stir vegetables or something like that, I'm going to use that time to try to get some more reading in. I am a opportunity reader, so anytime that I can get a little bit more in, I will. And I have been the marvel of many people because I don't know how I do that. Like, how do you just read a paragraph and then close a book and that's it? I don't know. It's just, you just have to do that sometimes if you want to read anything. I grew up in a really big family. I think that might be part of it. So I was interrupted often, and you just have to deal with it and keep reading if you want to read. Okay, so next question. Bookmark or random piece of paper? Well, I get bookmarks from my library. I'm very lucky that that is the case. So like for this book right here that I have, by my friend Joshua Robertson, I have this bookmark that I got from the library, and I was so happy because they just give me bookmarks all the time. I have made my own bookmarks, and then I also use random scraps of paper or receipts or sheet music or whatever. I don't care, whatever it takes, you know? I don't have to have one thing. Okay, so number 3, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter a certain amount of pages? I guess I kind of already answered this question. I can read a sentence and then stop if I have to, or a paragraph and stop. Of course, I prefer to have a nice lengthy swath of time where I can just sit there and read and read and read, but that isn't life. Life does not give you that much time sometimes. So yeah, I can definitely just read a little bit and then, you know, like getting a little fix. Number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Sometimes. I mean, I read and write so much that, yeah, I mean, I have to. I drink tea pretty much all the time, so that's probably going to be on the table. If I am eating and reading, I try to only use one hand because I'm very conscious of crumbs. I don't like crumbs. I don't like the feeling of crumbs. I don't want to get them in the book. So I definitely am very careful. But yes, I do. I have a high metabolism. I have to keep food in my body. Yeah. All right. Multitasking. Number 5. Music or TV while reading? If I have to, like I said, equal opportunity reader. I just, you don't always get to decide what's going on in the background, you know, unless you live all by yourself. And even then, I will tell you, you do not get to decide what's going on in the background. I have lived in my own little apartment and had neighbors throwing tantrums and so on and so forth. So I guess I've listened to music or other people's music or whatever. Noise is not gonna stop me, is basically the thing. I don't try to, I don't know, I don't put it on and then ignore a show and read the book. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to do anything. It just happens. Okay. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once? I guess several at once. I do prefer one at a time, but I'm a very fast reader, so usually if I get the chance, I can be done with a book in a day or less and then be on to the next. So of course there's some books like textbooks that I will read at the same time as the other books, but I don't know if that's the same, like music books or books on grammar or things like that, I will read at the same time. I've even read several novels at once, but it's not, I don't know, I think it's better one at a time because then you focus on that story, and yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Okay. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere. Man, my babbly answers everything. I read everywhere. I am embarrassing in that I'll read anywhere. I'll read everywhere. I'll read at a brewery. I'll read anywhere. I won't, one thing, if I am outside of my house, I won't have headphones in and the book because I like to be very aware of my surroundings. So I don't want to cut off all connection to that. Like, I would never read and then have headphones in both ears and not be paying attention to the real world. That would never happen, but I will read out without headphones. Yeah, okay. Paranoid. Let's see. Where am I? I've lost my place. Oh, number 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head. My goodness, if I read out loud, I would have annoyed so many people. I read silently in my head. I've read out loud when people have asked me to read them something, but only on request. Let's see. Number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? No, I don't skip pages. If I'm reading a suspense and I am so suspended that I can't handle it anymore, I might peek. But I go back and read all of those pages. I don't skip ahead and skip anything. I really don't want to miss a single thing. I hate that. I hate the idea that I'd miss something and it just would bother me so much. So even though I might peek, I will read all the pages. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I remember the first time I saw someone break the spine. It was my vocal teacher, and I gasped in horror. It was horrific to me. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. She took my music book, funniest thing, she threw it down on the ground and then she stomped on it to break the spine so that she could put it on her piano stand and the pages would turn easily. But I was so horrified because I don't ever break the spines on anything. Except for now, because of her, I do break the spines on my music books because that makes sense. Because try to sing a 12-page aria and your book keeps closing because you didn't break the spine. So for practical uses, I break the spine for music books, for sheet music books, that kind of thing. But for novels, here's a good example. I got this book and no, I did not break the spine, and I'm very gentle and loving, and I try to display them lovingly on the shelf, and no, I don't want to do it. I only do it when I have to. Number 11, do you write in your books? No, I don't. Unless, again, music books break all the rules for me. That was another thing. She wrote in the book, and she told me to write in the book. Especially when I was learning how to say certain Italian words. I'd have to write them out phonetically so that I could, remember how to say them and say them a million times. But at first it was really difficult for me to write in those music books because I hate writing in books. The idea of it just baffles me. So for music books, I will write in the sheet music because I have to, practical purposes, but I will not write in a novel or anything else like that. Even for my reference books that I use, I have post-it notes and I put them in there to make little notes on, but I don't write in my book. Yeah. Bonus questions. Do you read in ebook format or print? I read in both. I do have so many print books that I have ran out of bookshelf room for them. I have books that are in boxes and bins, unfortunately, that do not have a home. So I try to buy just ebooks now because I don't have any more space for real print books. But I do prefer, that's the next bonus question. Do you prefer paperback or hardcover? Oh, it wasn't ebook. I prefer paperback to ebook or hardcover. I do like hardcover for fancy editions of books that I adore. I have some James Joyce books that are in hardcover. For example, they're beautiful. They're bound in green. So pretty. But honestly, I also have those same books in paperback, and if I'm going to pull them off the shelf and read them, I'm going to read the paperback version. Oh, so terrible of me. But I do think hardcover is beautiful. It's like art to me. It's like beautiful, wonderful smelling art. All right, so I have done the tag, and now I'm going to finish my tea. I hope that you have tea too, and I'll take... And I'll talk to you next time. Whoa! A little too much caffeine for me. Goodbye.